And now we're gonna go on the first drive to see how this thing shifts. Let's get at it. All right, so that took a weird turn of events. So at this point, I'm just gonna guess that it was just lack of service. I mean, this thing it looks like it's never been maintained. Welcome back to another episode of Broke Premier, guys. If you are new to the channel, we've been working on my 2007 Cadillac CTS that has 86,000 miles, and I picked it up for 1,200 bucks. The reason that I got such a deal on it was that it didn't even run when I picked it up. In the last episode, we found out that there was no oil in the engine. We were able to end up getting it started. It runs pretty good, pretty strong, but now the next thing that I want to check is the actual issue that the lady said that there might be a transmission problem with slipping from first to second. I don't know if that's the real issue, but I do want to check it, and the only way to check the transmission fluid on these is there's a side access bolt for filling it underneath the car. Now, I've already thrown another quart of oil in it. I just ran to the store, grabbed a quart of oil, threw it in there. It's right in the actual good to go zone, like that little checkered mark zone. So the oil's good now. I've been trying to charge the battery on a trickle charger basically since Friday night when the last episode ended. I'm not seeing that it's gonna be that great. I'm still gonna try my best to get it to start working. So what I'm first gonna do is install the battery, try to start this thing up without hooking up an extra battery. And then if that doesn't work, I'll jump it. But then I want to get it up on these ramps, check that transmission fluid, see if I need to top it off. Basically the way to check if it's full is if it's just drizzling out just a tiny bit out of that peephole that you fill into. So if it's not doing that, then most likely it's low in fluid, and that could be a reason why the hard shift, or it could have been the dead battery, or it could have been the low oil. Could have been a lot of reasons why she was having no power, but that's where I'm at with this so far. So that's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, so that took a weird turn of events. I don't know if you guys could see, I think you could, that the transmission fluid was coming out as dirty as used motor oil. So that made me concerned, and it was like bubbling out of there. I'm guessing I probably loaded the torque converter and then just turned off the car, and it was probably just pumping out, or vice versa, dumping out of the torque. Really don't know how that all works. I'm still learning that part. Anyhow, yeah, it was just like overflowing with black, disgusting looking motor oil transmission fluid. Smells like transmission fluid, smells really worn out and almost nothing left to it, and thick also. So I just went to the store, I grabbed a new filter, new gasket, new transmission fluid, and hopefully this is the issue. We can get it all fixed with just a transmission fluid change, which would be awesome. Not quite sure yet, but let's hope. Let's get at it.
Again and again and again and again, I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you at the end.
All right, guys, I have drained the transmission fluid, changed the oil pan, redid the gasket, checked for leaks, checked to make sure the transmission fluid is full. It is. And now we're gonna go on the first drive to see how this thing shifts. Let's get at it. All right, let's see. feeling, I can't tell if it's shifting. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it's shifting. Damn, it's shifting smooth. Okay. All right, downshifting is a little harsh right now. Hopefully that fades away. It does sound noisy. All these things are in my head. I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm just overanalyzing or if it's normal, you know? Yeah, guys, it's shifting from first to second. Really nice. Oh yeah. Oh, it's golden. Oh my goodness. This thing is golden. This thing rides like a dream, honestly. This is pretty sharp. I can get used to this comfortability. This is nice. I get why people buy Cadillacs. I definitely do. I feel like I'm just chilling, cruising. This is freaking awesome. Running real good. I do need to get a battery. The battery is not charging at all. It is completely shot. The alternator works great. That's the only reason why we're moving. Sweet. All right, guys, it's running awesome. I'm gonna grab some gas and I'll probably get back to you in the morning. See you then. All right, guys, it's the next day here. You saw the car was running and shifting beautifully yesterday. But today I would like to run down to the junkyard, get a cheap battery. They're usually like 35 to 55 bucks for a used one. So I want to run down there, get a battery to put in this thing because this one is not charging. I also want to come back, do the cabin air filter because obviously the thing still reeks. I also bought a ozone generator. It should be here probably tomorrow or Thursday, so it'll probably be in the next video when I do that. But for now, I'd like to go to the junkyard, start there, and then we'll get back, start doing the cabin filter. And I think I'd like to check out one more thing with the transmission just to make sure. But basically I saw that there's some shorting that can happen in the TCM. So I want to make sure that that's not happening and started the issue back when she stopped driving it. That's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, guys, we're back. The first junkyard that I took you to, they ended up not having a battery with the side posts with the screw-in bolts. So I went to a junkyard across the street. They ended up having one. I ended up having them load test it there. The thing looks great. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna start right up. But it was really ugly. It looks like a junkyard battery. So I don't know, the details, my OCD got to me a little bit. So I stole the stickers off my old battery that wasn't working and put them on this one. So it'll look almost the same except there's no red handle. I don't know. I want it to look nice, so I'll show you quick. So here it is. I mean, these are literally the stickers off the other one. But like I said, it was getting in my OCD a little bit. I just wanted this thing to look semi-clean, especially when I take a picture of the engine bay. But yeah, it just looks better than just literally a solid black, filthy battery. But before I even do that, I want to check the TCM connectors. When I first started researching a little bit about why this car wasn't shifting from first to second, I found only one video of a guy working on a car to Florida. And basically what he found is that there's moisture in the connector to the TCM and that some corrosion started to happen. So being that this car overheated once, I'm imagining that it might have gotten that area wet and possibly the same thing happened. In fact, it happened so bad on his that when even he squeezed the TCM, it would just short out and wouldn't even be acknowledged on the scanner. My thought is that there's just a little corrosion from when that happened, that it could have caused this whole issue in the beginning. And I just want to make sure that that doesn't happen down the future when I sell this to someone else. So let's get at it. All right, so I checked the connection to the TCM or transmission control module. Looks clean. I think I showed you guys it was pretty clean. I don't think that was the issue at all. So at this point, I'm just gonna guess that it was just lack of service. I mean, this thing it looks like it's never been maintained. I also ended up installing the cabin filter, which ended up being a whole ordeal. I think you guys saw that as well. And I finally threw in the battery. I don't think I am going to actually bolt up the battery and start up the car yet. I want to install the seats, but first I want to clean some of the interior around the seats so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But before I even go inside the car, the last thing I want to do is I actually want to check out the air box and the air filter. At the very least, I want to knock the air filter free of any dust or anything that's stuck in it, because I'm guessing if the oil's never been changed, the transmission fluid's never been changed, I'm guessing this box has never been opened. So with 100,000 miles, I'm betting there's a bunch of stuff in there. So that's what I'm going to do first. And then I might also clean the mass airflow sensor as well, just to increase fuel economy, make it run a little smoother. Hopefully, that's my goal anyway. Let's get at it. All right, guys, it is the next day. Everything wrapped up beautifully last night. The car is running great. It feels so good to have a battery. In fact, let me show you how good this thing runs now. Look at that. So good. Ah, feels so nice. Feels so nice. Anyway, guys, I think it's going to wrap up another episode of Broke Premiere. As far as the cleaning and the ozone generator, I don't think that's going to come in until either tonight or possibly tomorrow, so that'll probably be in the next video for Sunday. But really quick, guys, if you haven't yet, make sure to go down, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. Now that I've changed the schedule, make sure that you click that bell so you get alerted when I put out all the videos, so you don't get caught up behind kind of figuring out what happened last week or last episode. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, it really does help a ton. I appreciate it when you do it. It really does help me out. And if you do have some people you think might be interested, feel free to share it. It's okay. I'm not going to be upset. I promise you. I promise you I'm not going to be upset. No, but seriously, all of you that have been helping and been supportive, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does. This channel is growing. Finally starting to see like a little end of the tunnel. It's feeling nice. But yeah, guys, I'm really wondering what you thought of this new episode on Thursday. I did some little changes. I don't know if you'll notice them. But really, I just want to know if you liked the content, if it was good, if you think I should keep doing it this way, and then continue a second video on Sunday. So if you could, leave me your input down below. I greatly appreciate it. But I think for now, I think that is going to wrap up this episode. Next episode, we will be washing the whole thing. I will be putting in the ozone generator, which won't mean much to you guys, but I will be able to tell you if it's working or not. Currently, I actually have the windows just cracked open barely so the sun can kind of bake out some of the scent, which is working a little bit. I just got in, the smell's definitely there, but it is less pungent than it has been for the past couple days. Also next week, I will be trying to clean up some of these little paint issues. I don't think it's gonna be terribly bad. I do wanna try to figure out how to fix like the cracks in the paint here. I wanna see if there's a good way to kind of blend this in and maybe just fill in this line. I'm not quite sure if that's possible. I don't know. I've never tried to just fix a couple cracks. So we'll see. I know there's been some really cool things people have been able to do with it. I don't know yet. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you again on Sunday. Later, guys.